Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live from Mindset Monday. I'm here with my co-host, Dave Bergio. Dave, what's going on, man?
Jonathan, what's good, buddy? How are you, my man? I'm
I'm good.
great.
I'm good. So one of the things I want to talk about is something that a lot of people deal with every single day, and it's it starts with like how you perceive everything. So let's talk about approaching the difficult things or the hard things first. I'll give you an example, right? So I have been trying to shut down an investment that went really sideways for me, which was one of the gyms, or actually all the gyms, because it was just a horrible, horrible investment. And unwinding it, obviously, there's a lot of things that you have to do in order to unwind it. Well, Friday I did the hard thing first, and then I met with the landlord. And, in my mind, the whole time going up to this, it was a much, much bigger obstacle than it really was, right? And I think as entrepreneurs, we run into this stuff a lot. Is we have this thing that we have to do, where we're cognizant of it, we kind of fear it, or we know it's going to be a difficult conversation or a difficult task. And then as soon as you start taking the necessary steps, it gets easier and easier, right? And I think as people, we usually just build it up to be this monumental task that is very, very difficult. And we imagine everything as the worst possible scenario when we haven't even started on it yet. And that creates not just more fear and anxiety around it, it actually creates a delay. And the longer you put it off, the bigger that task grows, right? We all do this every single day, whether you own a business or not. And the reason I wanted to talk about things like this on Mindset Monday is because if you actually approach those things and knock those things off your bucket list first, or knock those things off, your task list first during the day, the rest of the day you're building momentum because you've already done what you perceive to be the most difficult thing, the most challenging thing. And what'll happen is you'll actually wind up getting a hell of a lot more done. You'll be a lot less stressed, and you'll be able to take on more tasks and just be way more productive. So I will tell you from personal experience, approach the things that you don't want to do first. Approach the things that seem to be the most difficult thing that you have to do that day first. Do not let that snowball, because if you let it carry over, it grows, right? Not just grows, but you're adding more things that you have to do that next day, and there's a less likelihood that you're actually going to approach it. Dave, talk to us about anything that you've experienced in this realm.
Yeah, man. It's funny you say that because the last couple of days have felt like that for me. Yesterday, for example, I have to type up a letter for somebody, and Word, PowerPoints, they are not my strong suit in creating them. Presenting them, yeah, sure, all day, right? But when it comes to creating them, thank God for my wife, man, because she uses the shit in school every day when she's teaching. But it's just something I didn't want to do. And it was like, I don't want to get this done. And, created the body. And then she showed me how to do it and how simple it was. And then it made everything else easier. But I think overall, it doesn't matter business, your job, whatever you do, the idea is do the most difficult thing first thing in the morning, right? Like when you could get that out of the way, it creates a momentum effect for the rest of the day. All you're doing is paralysis by analysis. That's it. You're going to sit there and be like, I have all these easy things, but all I'm focusing on is this thing that seems so hard when it's really not. And it's holding me back on everything else. It's taking me away from the stuff that is easy. It's really the fear of unknown, man. You're just sitting there and you're having this bullshit conversation with yourself when it's really not that bad. We're going to go through hard times every day. It's not worse than what you think it is. One of the best things somebody ever told me is that, listen, man, if this isn't going to matter a week from now, it's not that big of a deal. So just get it done. I'm still guilty of it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect of it, man. Like, there's a million and one, like, terrible things on your mind, but it's just like, all right, let's get these done first. And then it makes every day so much, the rest of the day go kind of easier.
Yeah.
I don't like using that easy word anyway, because nothing's easy. And I think that's the other thing is we're programmed kind of to that, is take that easy task or easy way out first.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just stacking those wins. And when you get done with the hard stuff or the more challenging things, the rest of it gets easier and you're making more progress, right? And if you can stack day after day after day of you doing those little things that you once seemed were hard or were difficult or it's a difficult conversation, you're going to build so much momentum that you get into the habit of approaching your day that way and knocking off all the difficult things. So at the end of it, you're actually accomplishing way more. Your business is running better. Your life is running better. Like this weekend, we ripped apart our entire house, like legitimately ripped apart the entire house, did all this stuff that we had to do that was just laying around. I was able to close up the facility pretty quickly, settle with the landlord, which was huge, which was honestly being held over my head for the last year, right? And now I can just focus on what I'm really great at, which is helping businesses grow, helping businesses expand. And it took that entire pressure off of my plate and just allowed me to focus on like what I would say is money making activities and things that are actually going to make a difference, right? And being able to do that and program that into your day every single day is the difference between you crushing it and you not. Like, think about it. If I ask anyone that's listening, if I ask anyone that watches this, hey, what is that one thing that you have to get done today? Or what are those 3 things you have to get done today that you're putting off? We all know that there's a list of it, right? And when you can just approach that list as that's the most important thing that you have to do, and then handle the rest of your business throughout the day, everything gets exponentially less challenging. So that's what I want to, if you guys take away anything from this, approach that list and approach that every single day that you're knocking those difficult things off first and then taking care of everything else. And do that day in, day out and see how much progress you make in 30 days, right? Because it will be life changing, right? And you'll feel a lot better about it too. Like I woke up today lighter, if you will. So that's the goal here. So if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, please share with someone that needs to hear it. Please comment on it. Please tag somebody. We appreciate that. And we will catch you on Financial Fitness Friday. Dave, thank you. Take care, guys.
Be great.